so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you're joining me from. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greeting according to your time zone. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a video. You can be among the first to receive it. Then go to the comment section at all times. Leave your comment, drop your contribution. If you have suggestions, make it out there. If you have any criticism, put it down on the comment section. It will make us to get better, presenting you a better program. Thank you.
I believe people who want to have common sense, we have their senses. You still have an opportunity to return to base because we are moving. We are marching into Biafra land. It doesn't matter whether you support, you don't support, whether you follow, you don't follow. The only thing we are doing today is to make sure that everybody get the information and carry it along. You have our spokesperson, Master Simon, said it expressly, that we have everything that it takes to restore Biafra. They are in place. Everything that we need to restore Biafra, they are in place. We are only waiting for the time. And for those of you, the Thomas you want to see before you believe, pray that you'll be alive to see. Pray hard so that you'll be alive to see it on that day. As for the coming of Biafra, it will definitely come. No man born of a woman can stop it. It doesn't matter how you try. You can't stop it. You can't stop a moving train. It is a time of reconciliation. Any place you are in Biafra land, wherever you belong, today, if you still have some little of conscience and common sense in you, today you know where you have to go and belong. You're supposed to know where you have to belong and begin to fight the right cause. You are dealing with demons. You saw what transpired. All of a sudden, Wike of River State, all of a sudden joined APC. The same APC he talked so evil about. The same APC he preached so evil about. At the time minute, he became a hardcore APC member, working by all means to make sure he delivers his state to them. When we were telling you that there's no road where you're going, in a fisi baka. In a fisi baka. They say, why are we disrupting the election? Why are we now disrupting P2B? We hate P2B. Now that we have our own brother coming forward, why are we not supporting our brother? Oh God. Now you have known why we are not supporting the London boy. He's a Biafran. We are not denying him his identity. But for him to yield himself to be used, that is one thing we cannot support. That is one thing we cannot support. We know the end from the beginning. That is the intelligence of the Biafran people. The autopiloted IPOB members, under the spokesmanship of Master Simon Ekpa and on the leadership of Master Nanikan, we know the end from the beginning. I have witnessed several elections in the contraption called Nigeria. I have seen so many. And there is nothing that happened in this election that has not been happening in the past. Take it to the bank. Every single thing that happened in this past election has been happening over and over and over and over again. But you continue to pretend. When you see them shouting on top of their voices, when you see them shouting online, you think as if this thing is happening today. You think as if they didn't know that this is the situation. When you see them complaining and talking trash from all corners, you begin to wonder, does it mean that these people were living in another planet all this while? The same templates, they play it over and over again. You say they signed up Electoral Act for you. Who signed the Electoral Act for you? The same government that does not obey court order. In a country where they don't obey court order, then you think that they don't obey their own evil constitution, then it is the Electoral Act that they will obey. Every one of you saw the arrogance of that Mahmoud, that Fulani man who was calling the result. You saw his arrogance. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a damn. He will do what he has been told to do. And he will tell you to go to court. He will do what he has been told to do. That is the audacity of the Fulanis. They don't care about you. Some of you keep on pretending. Some of you keep on deepening yourself into this calamity. You do not want to learn a lesson. Mazen Nandi cannot ask, how many times will something happen to you before you learn your lesson? An intelligent person learns from what happened to others. If you make a mistake, it happens to you, let it be just once. But in the case of people I see today who call and say Biafrans, they are doing the same thing over and over and over again. Most of the time, because of their greed. Most of the time, because of their envy and jealousy. I can tell you that so many people today, they are talking against the struggle because they are not in charge. They are fighting against our freedom because they are not on the top. If you allow them to be the leader today, you see them, they will embrace Biafra with all their heart. Even when they don't have the skills. Whatever you want to be, you can be, but by merit. If you want respect, you have to earn it. You don't demand for respect. You earn it. That was exactly what Mazen Nandekano did. Mazen Nandekano's day is celebrated by everybody in the contraption called that zoo. In that contraption, they all celebrated Mazen Nandekano because he is very, very upright. He earned his respect from everybody. And the same thing today is applicable to the good guy, Mazen Simon Ekpa. A good guy is doing everything, earning the respect of the Biafran people. And this last one, he has earned the respect of the world and the respect of every indigenous tribe in the zoo. It has become clear that when he says we will not legitimize this very fraud called selection in that zoo, he knew what he was talking about. When we told you that your PVC will not save you, it wasn't a joke. We know what we're talking about. Today, you see what happened. The handwriting was everywhere. That is why sometimes when you look at this, we'll be wondering, which planet are they? Is it that there is something that have covered their eye, or they are pretending, or what? Even before we got to the east stage of result, the handwriting was everywhere that they want to push you away. They want to push you away completely. They started by taking that same PVC they refused to give to you. The ones that collected their own, the people they did the PVC for, they threw it away. Some they did not give them. The one that they even gave the PVC could not find a place to use it. You are not part of this very arrangement. The Biafran people mainly. If you are a Biafran, except you want to be a slave, except you want to accept slavery, that is the only way you can find yourself being accommodated in the zoo. They don't make you part of the project. That is why they are fighting on different corners, on different angles, one evil or the other, against my people. But today, after the rain comes the sunshine. The sun is going to rise again. The sun is already rising. That is why I'm making this broadcast. It is a time for reconciliation as the sun is rising. If you're one of those that have been sitting on the fence, if you're one of those who have been misled with one thing or the other, if you're one of those who have been carried away by envy, jealousy, and pride, you still have time. Make haste while the sun shines. The sun will rise again. In a very short while, the sun will rise. That nation of the rising sun, you are going to see it. Today we have been vindicated. The international community today can see it clearly why we are saying what we are saying. Before you know it, you see congratulations coming from the same people who have interest in that contraption. They don't care about you. They don't care. With all the fraud that happened, with all the fraud, even the observers saw it firsthand. Even the observers on the ground, they confessed about it. They saw it. They couldn't believe what they saw. And yet, you see people sending congratulations to an evil entity. That is how bad it is. And I must tell you, if you don't know that your freedom is in your hand, you're a fool. If you don't know that it is only you and you alone that will free yourself, you are a fool. We have been deceived for a very long time. Not anymore. We are going to fight this battle until the day we are going to be free. There's no going back. There is no going back. All you have to do today is to join your brothers, join your sisters, add your voice, make your contribution, and let us move. Honorable one now, also. Honorable one now, also. Asking honorable one now, also. The freedom we are asking for is for everybody. It is not just for the Igbo Biafrans. It is not just for the Biafrans alone. It is for every indigenous person in that contraption. We want the Oduduwa to be free. We want the Middle Belters to be free. Arewa should be free on their own. And the Biafrans must be free. You can't stop a moving train. We are going to be free. And that is why every hand must be on deck. At this particular point in time, every hand must be on deck. You must not allow anybody to blackmail you. You must not allow anybody to tell you otherwise. Today we have gotten to a stage where everything is playing out. If they play and if they show. Our work has been made easy. For almost getting into 2 years, we have been preaching, sensitizing people, telling you of what will happen when it has not happened, giving you instances and dates, preparing you for what we are getting into. And finally, here are we. Today, we have conquered our fears. The autopiloted IPOB, under the spokesmanship of Master Simon Ekpa and on the letter of Master Nanikana, we have conquered our fears. There is no going back. As for those of you who has been hanging on the fence, you better take your position. Those of you who say you want to go and protest, good luck. Good luck. If you return back alive, then one Nigeria must have happened to you, then you tell your story. But whereby you didn't come back alive to tell your story, when you meet Chukwuokike Abiama, you will now explain what you were doing while your brothers were doing, preparing for their freedom. Biafra must be free. No matter what anybody does, no matter your propaganda, your blackmail, Biafra must be free. It has ended. You saw how they declared their election. You saw how they declared election against the will of the people. And you were telling me, Peter be this, Peter be that. We knew from the onset, only those of them who are deceiving themselves, and I don't know where their head is. That is one thing with the one Nigerian is. They keep on deceiving themselves and believing. That is what they do. When you see them in conventional media, they will sit down on a seat in the conventional media and use their mouth to build skyscraper within some few seconds. They will use their mouth to rebuild Nigeria, change the constitution, build a structure in them with their mouth. When it comes to practical, they disappear. Every one of you that is indigenous in that contraption called Nigeria should prepare yourself. Biafra, more especially, prepare for what is coming. The man who is the vice president is a member of Boko Haram. Confessed on their national television. Somebody confess it. Your vice president today is a member of Boko Haram. And in case you don't know what is coming, if you're a Biafran, go back and listen to the audio that leaked from this Chetima when Muhammad Buhari took over in 2015. After the election of 2015, go and check That audio is still online circulating. The conversation between these terrorists with Ibuku Amosu of their plans they have against the Biafran people. Go back. That is why we are here. We make references. We point hand back. Tell you where you're going to see what you need to see. Go back and watch that very audio that leaked. A conversation between Shetima and Ibuku Amosu in Southwest. Then you will know what is coming for you. In that same audio, he confessed of Bola Tinubu being their boy, playing their game. The Fulanis can take years to achieve whatever I want. So they have taken over everywhere in the zoo. They have taken over. Their circle have completed, except for the fact that the Biafran people are moving out. We are moving out. We are all just on our way out. So whatever they plan or they do, it's not our business. And it's not going to affect us. We are walking out of this contraption called Nigeria for good. Those of you who finally discover themselves, we are not begging you, we are not asking for apology. All you have to do is to pursue the truth and follow it. There is still time for you. Key in into the struggle. The only solution remains disintegration of the zoo. And the least we can accept is a referendum. Nothing. No more, no less. Referendum is what you accept. Just like our spokesman Simon said that everybody is important. That is why you don't have to attack anybody. At this stage, we don't attack anybody. We don't speak evil of anybody. Because everybody is important. Every single person you see that played one role or the other was doing it. That was why I said that all things work for good to them that love Chukwuokike. Whatever Chukwuokike uses to do, either on the negative or the positive, it will work for our own good. But just make sure you are a vessel of honor. There are vessels of honor and vessels of dishonor in Biafra land. There are Biafrans that are vessels of honor. There are Biafrans that are vessels of dishonor. Make sure you are not a vessel of dishonor. Make sure. Because even if you are a vessel of dishonor, Chukwuokike is still going to use you to bring Biafra. But how will you be remembered? That is the question. Whatever you do today will hasten the coming of Biafra, either in the negative or in the positive. Whatever you do in negative or the positive, will hasten the coming of Biafra. But the question remains, how will you be remembered? So every betrayer you have seen from the time Mazen Nanaka was kidnapped up to date, every of those betrayers, Chukwuokike permitted it for a reason, for us to go to Biafra land. He permitted it. But remember, he also said that woe unto him through whom his own children will be deceived. Woe unto you. Woe unto you through whom that fulfillment of that very evil prophecy will come. If Judas did not betray Christ, have you asked yourself, will there be salvation? If Judas had not betrayed Christ, will there be salvation? That is a question you have to ask yourself. Even though Judas played his own role in your salvation, but it was on the negative side. And because it was on the negative side, he could not be able to be alive. He was not alive to receive forgiveness the same way others were forgiven. Do you know that if Judas has not committed suicide, Judas might be in heaven today? If Judas had not committed suicide, he would have been in heaven today. Because Judas did not sell Christ that he would die. His mission of selling Christ was not to kill him. In fact, Judas repented. Immediately, he repented. He repented and threw away the money he used to sell Christ. But just as the Bible said that woe unto him through whom the Son of Man betrayed. But because he has committed a grievous crime against the Spirit of God, He allowed himself to be used. He repented. But because of the weightiness of the cry, he could not be able to stand it. He took his own life. He took his own life before Christ offered the prayer for forgiveness on the cross of Calvary. If Judas had not committed suicide, Judas would have made heaven because he was forgiven. Christ prayed for everybody. Forgive them, for they don't know what they do. But before then, Judas is gone already. That is how dangerous it is. Those of you who are orchestrating one evil or the other against the Biafran people, those of you who are participating in one evil or the other against our spokesperson, Mazi Simon Ekpa, those of you who are participating in one evil or the other against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are fulfilling Biafra in a negative side. And I tell you, you will not be alive to witness what will happen to you. You will not be alive to face forgiveness. That is one thing you should have. You will not be alive to face forgiveness when it will come. That is why it is very important that you check your way. Before you do anything, money is not everything. Pride attracts failure. When you are so proud of yourself, you make a lot of mistakes, and before you know it, you fail. Envy, jealousy, it will only lead you to an early grave. You must have to retrace your step today. I thank Chukwuokike Abiama that he gave us the good guy, Mazi Simon Ekpa, at this particular point in time. At this era, he gave us the good guy, Mazi Simon Ekpa, who bears no grudges. And he has opened his hands, wide open for everybody. The only thing it takes for you today is to have a complete turnaround and pursue your freedom, my freedom, our freedom, our collective interest, and let us get it. This is something that we can do. This is something that every one of us have to participate in, and we can do it together. But whereby you refuse and you still want to fulfill the negative part of our history, don't worry. Go ahead. Go ahead. But the stage we are now, it doesn't matter whether you support Biafra or you don't support Biafra. It will come. It doesn't matter whether you like Biafra, you don't like it, you attack it, you don't attack it. It will come. The mandate of Chukwuokike Abiama, you can't change it. Who are you? Who has the final say? Who says the thing and it comes to pass? It's only Chukwuokike Abiama. Whoever he has blessed, nobody can curse. And whoever he has cursed, no man can bless. Today, wherever Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, he will be proud of us that we did our part. We did our part consistently, standing on our side, consistently holding our ground, that we will not legitimize this entity, this evil entity called the contraption Nigeria. We will not legitimize it. We stood our ground, unshaken, unwavered, until the last minute, until with all the blackmail and propaganda, we stood our ground. And we come this far. And I tell you, the international community is watching. The international community, they are paying attention to the plight of the Biafran people. No matter how they pretend, they cannot run away from it. There are still some individuals, there are still some citizens who cannot keep shop when they see evil. There are still some European citizens, American citizens, citizens of the West, who cannot behold evil happening without saying a word. And they are watching. Our freedom has come. No matter what you think or what you do, no matter your blackmail and propaganda, we are going to be free. We will be free. You can't stop it. We will be free. And as we are getting free, we are going to carry everybody along. We carry everybody along. We will carry everybody along into Biafra. And when we get into Biafra, then you will face the law of Biafra. Only the law will decide if you are qualified to be among humans or you have to be with the animals. Only the law will decide. We cannot.